This monsoon, Kerala is experiencing a disaster like never before. The devastating landslides that occurred on July 30th in the Wayanad district took many lives. Early that morning, landslides occurred in the villages of Mundakkai, Chooralmala, Attamala, Meppadi, and Kunhome. Heavy rains caused the hillsides to collapse, sending mud, water, and rocks. More than 200 people have died in the landslide as per official numbers, and hundreds are missing. Villages have been destroyed. Mass burials are taking place while rescue teams are trying to identify people based on body parts. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan called it one of the worst disasters the state has ever witnessed. While Kerala has lately been witnessing such devastating landslides for the last few years, the scale of destruction wasn't expected. But who is to blame for this? What caused such landslides? Let us talk to Vijay Nishant, a Bengaluru-based environmentalist, to know more about it. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you for inviting.
So firstly, I want to ask you, what was the cause for the Wayanad landslides? Why is it so bad this time?
Recently, Gagdil sir has been interviewed, actually, one of the national channels. And all people who are know about the Western Ghats and today what is happening, they would have seen it because he is the reference we have to give it, actually. Yesterday, it was so sad to let you know, when they gave the report, when there is a question came, actually, all the political classes were involved, every party is involved. One party after the other party kept changing it, actually, but nobody bothered it. When the Madhav Gadgil sir gave the report, even he told, actually, there was a message passed in the political spectrum that nobody should meet the Madhav Gadgil sir. This is what he told. That clearly shows, actually, how sensitive you towards the such incidents and everything. India has always been the intellectual and scientific background, the understanding, and this is the country the tree, the mountain, the water, everything we consider as a deity or a god or anything, actually.
Yeah.
But today, look at the way they're turning their faces, actually. I'm so sorry to tell you, just today, yesterday, our country from Karnataka, the environment minister has told we literally destroyed future generation. That clearly shows where we stand. When Madhav Gadgil sir, the people on those days when they said it, nobody bothered about it. Now, still today also, nobody is no political leader who has to take a call. Nobody is taking any the advantage or a disadvantage of this one. They just wanted to keep away from it, actually. Central has produced the notifications, okay, but now the 6 states have to decide onto it, actually. So why I'm bringing all those things, actually, I myself, when the COVID first wave in the emergency time, when these people wrongly conduct the wildlife board meeting, I went to the High Court in the emergency time. I got a stay for the Hubli and Kola railway lane also. And last year, where you saw Uttara Kannada, where the landslide has happened, that is the exact place I visited. I've seen what is the condition over there. And nobody will cut the 90-degree cutting, the mountain and down. So what I'm trying to tell you, all this is actually, see, now where is the 10 years before the report has come? Nobody has bothered. Now today, thousands of life has been lost, and we wanted to analyze this one. That is the saddest state. As a today's being a youngster, because when I was a child or a student of a school, Suresh Aplika sir, who used to come to my school and used to teach about the importance of the Western Ghats, and today they're meeting it, actually. Now, most of the people who are died are the poor, who did not had any understanding of this one. They're innocent people. We literally, so-called civilized society, literally put them under the the mud, whatever the mountain and all, and we wanted to. I don't know how long it has to go actually. Why I'm telling you this now? We were knowing the logic, reason, everything. Still, we wanted to analyze such things, not happen, things, and we are looking at the reasoning. Now, that is what makes me sad actually. You tell me six state. If anybody would have said on those days, in present situation, this whatever the report is wrong, you would have showed what is wrong, what has to be made right actually.
There would have been a
No, you
criticism like
waited.
that.
You waited for so long today, so that report becomes a true actually. That report had everything. Okay, now that is what they're saying. Madhav Gagdil sir is seen as like a god to the that part of the world, because that is how the good people take the beating actually. When we come with such logical things and everything, it is not for the people who are in the field actually. It is for everyone. The environment is for everyone. This is a simple logic nobody understood actually. We wanted to getting into the more of a logistics, more of the factual, more of the data, and we wanted to get into round and round and round, and we wanted to exhaust. And that day will become a silent when the rain goes off. Also, these things by December when settles down, everybody will come down. We'll start the rain, same process again actually. So we know the reason. These things will going to happen. This reasoning is made. That's why Wayanad is being included as an ecologically sensitive area.
Yeah.
It's a very clear. If this small thing, if you are not able to understand, 1 billion people, I don't know what we will understand. And the worst part for us, it's initially now, this is started, it will going to happen more and more. And that is where at least let's start the conversation. Okay, the sixth state, what we are looking at it, at least let's have some sense. So innocent life is not lost actually. That is what the whole discussion has to open up actually. And the best part is today you and me, everybody knows actually in the parliament, opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has clearly said it is an ecological disaster.
Yeah.
Ecological disaster cannot be sorted through the political solution. You have to sit with the experts. You have to start listening to them. So that is where it has to start, at least Karnataka, Kerala, because this is where the more is concentrated. Let's because presently the Congress government is in Karnataka, and he has a very good relationship with Wayanad and the Kerala. So conversation should start from there. Actually, that is where I'm looking at it.
So when we say about the reasons for this landslide, at least the Madhav Kargil report that had mentioned that development was not supposed to happen back in 2011. They were very specific that, not to add more things in at least the sensitive areas, but that did continue and nobody paid attention to the report.
No. I wanted to clarify this one also. Madhav Gagdil sir yesterday meeting very clearly told actually, there is the three part we have divided, highly sensitive, like a medium sensitive and the low sensitive. This is how we divided actually. So looking at the area and all, he said where not to carry the quarry, where not to carry certain like a construction, where not to carry such things. And that is not made by his personal reason.
Yeah.
People have to, because it's a fact based.
Yeah.
Then what I'm trying to say, it actually somewhere. Exactly. So what I'm trying to do, the people who are looking at the development, yes, they have to be included. But they would have took a middle path. Somewhere they started discussing it actually, looked at how it can be incorporated, development can be incorporated without causing any damage to that part of the world actually. That first step I would have taken by the people who stood for the development. Today, all those people who stood for the development are ran it. Who will take all the responsibility of all this killing actually, you tell me? It is a man-made. Everybody is accepted to it. Will they come? They will account it this one. They're going to give a livelihood for all those 350 family to them? Where are they? Do you got it? This is what we told. At least now, let the development who wants it, let them come. Let them start conversing. Because, see, this Western Ghats, the Kerala, Wayanad, all this part, it is older than Himalaya actually. Yeah. If something happens to this whole thing, the region, whole South India has to struggle. Don't forget it actually. That day, nobody can save us actually. So that is the danger we are looking at, and we are playing it and middling with it actually. And that is So sad. And see, even I'm looking at the initially in those other days, like media also used to run these stories actually. Today, the media also has backed up. That is another thing because what is wrong with the draft, how it has to be analyzed, what has to be kept, that is where it has to come. That gap is not filled. 10 years has gone. So you tell me, like, how we are going to stop all these things? Immediately, nobody can stop it. Armies come onto the ground. We don't have a superheroes actually. Somebody will come and say, this is not that kind of a situation actually. And the worst part for me is again, because I saw the Wayanad videos, elephants, all the animals did not have a space to go around. That is the saddest thing. We are only thinking about the human, what the distribution, the destruction. What about the animals actually? Where will they go? At least you have the helicopter or something. Somebody will come, feed you and take you. Where the baby, the elephant or a baby leopard or a tiger or anything which is roaming around, that how will it be saved actually? This subtle things we are lost that one. Today nobody want to talk about it because the climate crisis become a boring things actually. They don't want to get into it. They want to do something, such things has to happen. People want to talk about it actually. Why can't every state start discussing such things actually?
So do you think
Well,
was
it's a
this
people
expected? Was this scale of devastation expected? Like, because we have been hearing reports, at least in
Yeah,
Kerala, we have been
yeah.
seeing
No.
every year.
It is expected because the 3 year is also happened. Wayanad also happened. When we kept looking at it actually, and that is where we went to the cases. We went to the High Court. Whenever we went, we got the orders because the High Court also was knowing it actually. Such things are happening. Okay, because of they have to strike a balance with the development and sustainability. Everything is going. It is just to like we hit the roadblock, which is a Wayanad or a Uttara Kannada. I don't know. It's still August, September till we have the rain. Highest rain has reached now today. So how we'll go to face it, I don't know actually.
Also, do you expect that if Kerala had received early warnings, would have at least would the deaths would have been prevented, because there are now more than 200, and at least unofficially we know that it could be around 400.
Yeah,
So would it have been prevented if there was an early warning?
no, obviously, see, that's where the system are there. That is where we needed a data actually. That is where the things has to be out. But today, see, the moment something is good happens, the political parties come running that I have done this one actually. I want a credit today. They wanted to go all around the social media. When such things happen, nobody wanted to claim actually. They just wanted to pass the buck to next system, and that is what is presently happening. That is a huge controversy actually. There has to be a proper coordination. They would have saved the more and more life actually. Who did it, what did it, that I will not get into it actually, because there is an order. There is an order. So it would have all they fallen in a line, and some life would have saved actually. Now it's only making a face. Now only making you don't know to be responsible, and that is the only thing they're going to play the card actually when something bad happens actually. If the governments are existing, if they're really responsible towards the people life, they would have accepted this such death and everything, and they would have started acting what should happen actually. The moment they accepted such things are happened. What is there? Nothing wrong in it actually. Certain things can happen. This is out of board, which is a nature created. This is not some man like over the time, even though it has happened man-made, but certain things which is not in our hand. At least what I'm trying to say it is actually, even though I'm talking emotionally, because there is a lot of data are backing. When they are not seeing the data and everything, I have to approach with my emotion. At least somewhere they like look into because the life of the people, because they don't have the intellectual or the understanding of the civilized society actually. And that's where the society comes. No? There are people innocent. The people who have learned, let's put it in such a way so they can meet such a destinies actually, day-to-day life. And when we fail, we all fail as a government, as a democratical thing, or everything, all these things. No, as a youngster, I won't see any hope. See, what I told is, I have the video where Uttara Kannada, where the exact sliding is happened, and standing there actually. And that day, if I would have gone, I would have been under that soil. It would have been my mother, my father, and anybody. but still we are discussing such things, and just to no, every time I've seen like Uttar Karnataka is kind of a landslide. Any kind of a climate crisis happens, what the best we can do is actually we go, we give a bedsheet, we give a food, and take a photo and come and put it in the social media. Nothing wrong in it actually. If we are so concerned about the people, we would have asked the right question before it has happened. And that is where everything is going wrong now. We are not asking the question when the things are supposed to happen. We are waiting to things to happen. After that also we want to be silent, and we want it to happen more and more, and we wanted to show as if it is we are helpless, and that is the day we are seeing today actually.
So what is the right question that you are talking about?
Right question is, see, now the first thing what you have to see, you have to revoke the reports actually. Whatever the Badhav Gagdil, the Kasturi Rangan, that is where you have to start. Because, see, I'll tell you simple logic, nobody understood actually. The whole spectrum we kept setting for 10 years. Don't you think that whole 10 years, what went actually, when the government is putting it in the public domain notification, there has to be something right. Correct? No.
Yeah.
There has to be something right. What is that right? Simply, a central government can't send a notification to every state, no, 6 states. One or two. Why nobody looked into it actually? What is right? If they really want to do, that's where we all have to start actually. And we should restart this entire process, and we should revoke and the Kasturi Rangan and the whatever the Gagdil report. We have to see where it is to fit, because somewhere it will go into help maximum to the people who are going to be in such dangers. And this is not for today's generation. It is for the future generation. And that is where we have to be careful, and that's where we have to ask the right questions. This should not fatigue us. This should not like what you say. It is not something like the part-time job for us actually. This has to be consistent in every level, political level. The local citizens has to come with the logic and the reason. They should understand what is the real reasoning behind such things are happening, because they are going to live it actually. It is not me or anybody who are living in the city life actually. They are the people. They should bring the right prospect, and something should calculate it. All the 6 state people come together. They have to make resolution. They should start asking for every state to accept it, because there is something right with that notification. That is where it has to start.
Okay. Also, after the landslide happened, a lot of blame was put on the rain. But like you mentioned, that reports were there and this has been happening. So it was not just the rain that could have been blamed, because it says that the topsoil, the bedrock soil was cut down. First, I want to ask, is this true? And also, if you could explain us why rain played such a disaster there, because of course, the other developmental factors and not responding to previous call has been a factor, but why was the rain such a major factor this time?
No, see, obviously it will go to havoc actually, because we can't predict the weather. Do you got it? That's why we are accessing all this data and everything. We are preparing. When you started initially, you asked me the question. In the second or third question, when you asked it, sir, there is a blame game act is happening. There was no way. They're like such things will going to happen, which is not in our bound. At least this data will indicate you to evacuate, to signal, or do something on that day. That would have saved the life. Then we would have more work. Then we would have bought with them more data. Because you tell me, can we control the rain? We can't control the rain. We can't predict it, because nobody expects. Because the worst part for all of us is actually, now all over the world people know the climate crisis is existing. There is a more poor rain is there. There is a more heat waves are coming. Okay, when you know such things, you have to be more alert actually. If you are not ready to look into the draft itself is actually, that is what is led to us. You got it now? Then what is the use of all this system, all this scientific community, all such the environment ministry, all this? Why we need it actually? Correct? No. See, anybody now, when everybody went there, where they're working hard, so hard, they're saving. Everybody is appreciating. Why they're appreciating that? It is the need of the other. Okay, the moment when when you such things is happening, we have to live something called a life of a hygiene. Not when the disease comes actually. You wake up and you start cleaning. Every day you keep it clean, so you will not, at least you will not meet with the disease. Even if you are meeting, there is some chances for you actually. Like that, we have to see these issues and everything, and that is where we need a bigger head, bigger vision people, bigger this knowledge and everything, more data, and that is where all has to come. But as you see, the 10 years has gone.
Yeah. We
Almost
are
a
way
10
too
years
late
have
at
gone
least
now.
to follow the
Exactly.
basic steps. Yeah.
Exactly. Now that is what I'm telling you. Let's start the conversation. Let's reopen it. Let's ask the all the stalwarts. Ask them. They will give you the solution. And I'm not saying like you stop entirely development closely. You stop it and start all cleaning. I'm not saying that one. Push it in such a way everything sustains action and everything sustains, and then only we can benefit for the generation. Otherwise, every time you build it and it keep
Mm.
bringing down, where we will going to see the generation actually.
So what's the
We will
solution
suffer
now?
more and more. First is see what as I already told, like see
Go back to
the
the reports.
my kind request is to Rahul Gandhi has to look into it actually, because see he has a legacy from his grandmother who has done so much for this country in the environment sector. Today we called as a positive the leaders in the conservation because of all our tigers, elephants, lions, and everything came in the big numbers. Actually, it's only because of what he thought. And that kind of a thought he has to put it actually, and he should take a call. And I wanted to tell you, see, all this political leader met everybody,
Mm.
even Kachrawala, even like a milk guy, mechanic, woodcutter, everything met. They met actually all this election rally. Okay, it's the only environment people they never met. That is the only set. This all the political parties they never met. They never met actually. Okay, because and it shows where they're looking at actually. First and foremost, my kind request to these people to meet the
The
people who are in the
politicians.
field, who are very near to the yeah, exactly, and start looking at the data and start talking to the locals. How can they incorporate the development also? Because development is also needed actually, need of the other. Because today we crossing surpassing the population all over the world actually. In India, we have the more population than before China, and we're crossing it actually. So where we'll bring all the resources and all? That is also a very important question actually. So what we are telling is start the conversation somewhere. You find the middle path where a maximum gets the sustainability or the environment or this kind of a things where the people life can sustain it actually. Because we the political class or the political leader or this kind of a all this thing, it might be not there, but when the environment is there, it can sustain the people actually, because it's a self sustaining system, environment, forest, and everything. So that is the priorities to be done actually, depending upon that evolve. Today you have a lot of green technologies. You have the green tech guys. You can talk to them how to incorporate all these things, and that is the only way to look into solutions. Otherwise, we will go into more. We'll go to see the more and more landslide in the Wayanad and the Karnataka, even like Goa and all the part and all, and brace it for it. That is the only way.
So first step is to always go back to the reports that are there, and the politicians
Exactly.
really need to interact with the environmentalists and experts and start using green technology to at least see how this can
Yeah.
be reduced and stopped for a while. Also, you mentioned the development is necessary, but do you think Kerala at this point has that ability to take up development, especially in the regions of Mundakkai, Attamala, the areas where the landslide happened? Because now they're very sensitive. The villages have been vanished completely.
Yeah.
Can
No. No. No.
hold?
See. This is no. When we start environment talk, no, the development the straight away they push everything. You got it now. They should also understand we are not only for the environment.
Yeah.
We also understand the basic need of the every people. And I'm very clear, because if you see the report, there is a panchayat, local leaders, and every kind of people Gagdil sir has met.
Yeah.
It is very clear. Correct?
Yes.
No. Otherwise, the report would have not a central would have taken action.
Yeah.
Now, please look into that part of the work actually. What is he has done? Have you met everyone? Have he took the consensus of everything? Correct? No. What you're saying is you wanted to include anything, everyone. So what I'm telling you, when something is not happening, you should not stop. You should restart where you left it, and that is the only way we'll go forward. Otherwise, going around and round discussing for for some time and getting into the same loop, we have lost 10 years.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling is seriously, let's start the discussion with the locals and creating the awareness. Even give a government when they send the notification, they should also for a malaria, for your COVID, how they giving the what is the good into it? Why can't they do it such things into the local languages? Radio, TV, there is a newspapers. Why can't they tell the truth? What is right into it actually? Correct, no.
Hmm.
Correct, no. That has
Yeah,
to be done.
better
Why? Because,
communication to the local
huh?
people over there.
Locals, you tell them in their language actually what is right. Why we want it? Why this committee? Why the Western Ghats? Okay, what is that? What is the need of the hour? If this all you started breaking it, actually somewhere solution will come.
So
See
explain
now
the
you tell
scientific
me,
thing to local people in a language that's
yeah,
understandable and
yeah,
consumable, so
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
development also takes place, but
yeah.
at a very reasoned level, which can handle both the.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because see, that's where when the three party divided actually, he has clearly mentioned where the development should happen, where not should. And that is not depending upon again the what scientific community might. It is again on the ground reality, where the steep is more, where the water will more come, where the damage will happen. Okay, all this will come. Actually. So what I'm saying is, until unless we inceptionalize all this, the right understanding with the six state people, and India is not discussing. This will going to keep happening. I don't know how many innocents will going to talk. We're going to keep losing it actually, and that's where we are heading.
Yeah. Also, last question: is natural disaster status required for this landslide? Do you think so?
Uh, it's see what I'm trying to say again. See, because see, I don't want to get into the political things of it.
Okay.
Do you got it? What I'm saying? Because the ravaging, the things anybody would have seen, they would clearly say it. Actually. This is a national disaster.
Hmm.
Now, who wanted to give, who don't want to give, don't want to give, that is not my cup of tea. Another thing is there is a this kind of issue. At least they should not play the politics. Actually, they should be graceful enough. They should be artful enough in such situation. Even if you're not declaring as a national disaster, give them whatever they want. Okay, you give them whatever they need, wanted actually. Don't live there.
So
Don't
provide
just
relief
to you
for the whole thing.
proper these things and whatever is it, you give more to them actually. Because I saw today Karnataka a lot of people no, because we also love also the Kerala guys and the Tamil guys. They already started collecting the money and they're passing.
Yeah,
When the
volunteers are
people can do
going.
such things, when the people are so proactive, that is the minimum thing they can what the governments can do with all the budget, with all the power, all the no, all the things when they're in their serving forte, they can do wonders actually for such things actually, and that will give the good name to them only. It's not for them. The harmony until unless who comes, who doesn't come, that doesn't matter. Until unless we are not creating a harmony that way, that is not the society I wanted to see. It might be whoever until unless if somebody is suffering, even the last person is suffering, I'm not the guy I will give what I will not give any marks to those such people who are they will sit and rest actually. I wanted every when a democracy you say it actually, it is a equal power, equal like a distribution, and nobody should in the pain that has to be followed. And that is what as a common person, because they are also my brothers. Okay, they are also my sister. They're also my mother would have been that place actually, and that is the only thing I'm asking. So nobody should, no innocent should get into such situation because when this Uttarakhand happened, we waited for 7 days. We don't know where the bodies. How hard it have been on the families. Why we have we lost the heart for such things actually? Have we become too insensitive for such things actually? So what I'm asking is give them whatever they wanted actually and make it sure next step such things doesn't happen and please depend upon the factual data and I request all the state people Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Goa, who are watching and they're looking into this one actually. Please go study the notification, the draft, and understand, try to make the people understand actually. Somewhere we come out on that is the only way we'll get it out actually, because party after party have like not seen this report. They don't want to even bring it to the forte, and central government will send it to you, and all the six, the state will see other way, and that is what is happening. Only thing, the people have to come forward. They have to look into the scientific data, and they have to carry forward, and that is the only forward way for anybody, for us actually, not to have a landslide and die more people.
Thank you so much, sir,
Thank
for
you.
sharing the insight with
Thank
us.
you. Thank you. Thank you.